So that shiny new game just came out, Incursion Red River, and you want to know if it's worth your time, right? Well, let's take a look at the game first and first impressions. Keep in mind this is not a full review, this is a quick look at the game. I played the game for a little over an hour, so I'll show some footage of the game while describing it and giving a few thoughts on it. This is a first-person PvE game. You can also do co-op of up to 4 people, but again, just PvE. It's an extraction shooter. You go in, do the contract, and extract. Real simple. The game currently has a single map, and you spawn at the same location every single time. Also, the game just came out and a lot of people are having issues with crashing. Personally, my game ran just fine. Other than the game being a bit graphic heavy, I settled on DLSS on medium at 1440p for around 100-ish FPS with a 3080 Ti. So the game begins with you in your hideout. There's a shooting range, but I'm unsure if you can actually use it. I walked up to it a couple times and nothing happened. Then you have your stash area. This is an important area. By default, you start off with several items in there, such as helmets, backpacks, ammunition, and pretty much everything else. You can also put on weapon attachments here if you have them. I think you may also be able to do that in the inventory mid-game, but I'm unsure. I think I recall picking up a laser from my pistol and attaching it in the inventory page mid-game. If you die while in-game, you lose all that you had with you, so your stash is useful in those scenarios. Gotta have those backups. Additionally, any loot that you extract with, you can place into the stash as well. Inventory space is a little tight though, so pick and choose what you want to extract with. You can also sell items in your stash for additional cash. Then you have the most important part in your hideout, the terminal. This is where you select your missions, challenges, open your mail to receive your rewards if you complete a mission, use a trader to buy equipment, and finally, this is where you also begin the mission itself. As I said before, there's only one map and one spawn point, so it'll be exactly the same every single time, other than the missions you choose. Also, you can scale the AI difficulty yourself in the menu. To begin with, I played on the default medium. I started off with a primary weapon and a pistol. You can carry a secondary weapon either by looting bodies or taking one by equipping it in your stash before the game begins. You can change the fire type for the weapons too, such as full auto, single fire, or burst fire for some weapons. You can also switch to point shooting if you want to, and there's some other things you can do with attachments, but I didn't play long enough to find a lot of attachments to use. The map is actually a tablet. It shows the whole map, your current mission, and the areas that you can extract. Looting in the game is some boxes here and there, and then the AI bodies as well. The AIs in the map are fairly decent on medium difficulty, but it felt a little easy. Later on, I turned it to high, and it seemed unrealistic like that. I'd be crouch walking, and they're ahead of me turned away, and then suddenly 360 and start shooting me. There's also a custom mode for AI difficulty, but I didn't want to dive into all that. Also, about the AIs, there's not really a whole lot of them on the map. All areas feel pretty sparsely populated. At one point, I had like 6 to 7 AIs attack me at once, and that was easily the most I saw at one point. There's also a couple other glaring issues that I ran into. Don't go into the river, like at all. You might get stuck. Also, don't go onto rooftops. Your jumping ability is severely lacking, and you can't vault over things. For example, I saw a board that went onto a roof, but to get to that board, all I needed to do was some small climbing over some rocks. But your character literally cannot do that. I had to go all the way around and come down from higher up. Once on the rooftop, I found loot. However, I could not get off the roof. My character couldn't jump high enough. I tried for like 10 minutes to jump off and even removed everything from inventory in case weight affected that, and I still could not. I had to restart the game, and that meant I lost all that I had. Once I figured out that my character couldn't really jump at all or even move over small obstacles, everything went much smoother for me. This game is in early access, so expect issues. However, I'm sure there will be maps added, more guns, game fixes, and so on. The game's graphics actually look quite nice, but the game is pretty bare bones as it is currently. Despite all of that, I still think this is and will be a good game, though that's my personal opinion. Whether or not this is your type of game, I'll see you on the next one.